In the epilogue to the book Deathly Hallows, Joanne Rowling presents to us the families of the main heroes of the saga. Draco Malfoy has a son, Scorpius. Ron and Hermione have a son and a daughter who can definitely be said to be one of the Weasleys' lineage. At the same time, Harry and Ginny have 3 children, and the names of these children inevitably inspire curiosity. During the scene on the platform, we can see 2 sons and a daughter. Even though the book doesn't tell us the names of these characters, a bit later we are able to know them. The oldest son of the family is named James-Sirius, the youngest Albus-Severus, and the daughter's full name is Lily Luna Potter. At the first glance, we can see that the names also somewhat influenced the offspring's personalities. James Jr. was a bit too bold, just like his granddad, while Albus-Severus was shy, and Lily was pretty stubborn. Obviously, the author utilized symbolism here, but why such names were given, why not any other names? Is the reason superficial, or the meaning bears some deep purpose? I mean, while the choice of the name for the first son and the first daughter of the family was quite obvious, the children were named after Harry's lost parents, the rest still remains somewhat mysterious. So, the first son of Harry Potter bears the name James-Sirius. There can be no doubt that this name is a combination of the names given to the boy's granddad and to his dad's godfather. This name is a symbol that inspires warm memories in both Harry and us, the fans. At the same time, Ginny's father, Arthur, who also did a lot for Harry and the magical world as a whole, including risking his own life, wasn't used as an inspiration for naming any of the mentioned children. I've heard an opinion that naming a child after a living person is a bad omen, but that doesn't seem logical, especially if we consider Luna, who, while being Harry's daughter, carries the name of his old friend. Honestly, I think the writer just thought that Sirius and James can deliver a bigger emotional impact than Arthur. And by the way, it is important to note how this whole situation with names shows us Harry's desire to bring more meaning into his family life. While Ron and Hermione probably don't care as much about the symbolic aspects of names, Harry seems to bear symbolism in mind. He pays an emotional tribute to the heroes of the past, who risked and lost their lives for the others. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child clearly shows us the tendency of Harry's past substantially affecting the future of his children, as well as the memories of those who died. For example, it is unlikely for James-Sirius Potter to be called such a long name all the time. Most likely, his future friends and colleagues will just call him James, therefore letting the Sirius part dissipate into obscurity. That also bears some symbolic value, by the way. Sirius Black was a secretive figure, a man the significance of whom wasn't noted by many. Most of the people never knew, and will perhaps never know, the deepness of the connection that arose between Harry Potter and Sirius Black. The boy who lived, and the man who lives no more. The man who will forever keep the secrets of Harry's most intimate conversations with his closest relative. Sirius was the most important person for Harry, and at the same time, the most obscure person for everybody else in the story. And thus Harry imprinted this symbolic value as a mean of communicating his feelings about Sirius to his son, and more importantly, to himself. The name of the second son is also extremely interesting. He is named after Albus Dumbledore and Severus Snape, 2 ex-headmasters of Hogwarts. But why they? I mean, of course, they are important, but what about other important figures of the century? What about Arthur? What about Remus? The last one, as we remember, was a big friend of both Harry and of his father. Not to mention, he was one of the awesomest professors of all the Hogwarts staff. Not to mention, he was one of the awesomest professors of all the Hogwarts staff. Well, unfortunately, the relationship between Harry and Remus wasn't as deep as it might seem at first. Lupin was a kind and yet a secretive man. He did bear a great significance in Harry's heart, just not as great as James, Sirius, or Dumbledore. Oh, and mentioning Dumbledore, why him? Why his first name, Albus, was used? I think there can be no debate that Albus Dumbledore was a symbol of active resistance against evil, and while his name did also carry some sad connotations for Harry, considering Albus's past, it was obvious that the positives significantly outweighed the negatives. By the way, the order in which Harry names his sons, James, Sirius, Albus-Severus, was indicative of Harry's devotions, first to the family, then to the magical world. And, just as it was in case with Sirius, the name Severus is used as a middle name, as an obscure name. With all his sins and vices, Severus was not an evil person. He was a confused man, a man who had to endure emotional traumas during his childhood. As Joanne puts it, he was grey. His attitudes and past actions were of a villain. Yet, his final sacrifice was the one of a hero. Just as it happens to many of us, he was born to be a hero, yet his upbringing temporarily extinguished his fire of goodness. He is a great metaphor for all of us, I dare say. His tragic story tells us the path of evil is a choice. You can choose to be good. The name of Severus here signifies love and loyalty. Albus-Severus combines overt heroism of Dumbledore with the dormant one of Snape, open love towards the world with a secret love towards the family. And then finally, Lily Luna. It is obvious that her name combines the names of her grandma and the one of Harry's close friend, Luna Lovegood. Lily was a well-known hero, a savior of the boy who lived. But who was Luna? A mere child, a kind and a friendly one, yet also the one who was considered weird by most. However, calling Luna a mere child would indeed be quite superficial. She is a true manifestation of human friendship and trust. Her behavior can seem weird and distant to some, but at the same time, she carried empathy, the kind of empathy and understanding Harry needed during the most troubling years of his life. And while her participation in magical battles can be called heroic, she can also be considered a true hero of human nature. In Harry's perception, Luna's name was undoubtedly a noble one, worthy for his own child. And why not Hermione or Molly then? Weren't both Hermione and Molly heroic in their own sense? Well, the name of Molly was already reserved for one of other children of the Weasleys. By the way, if you know which of Ginny's brothers named his child this way, don't be shy and write his name in the comment section. And talking about Hermione, well, she was undoubtedly great, but she was never as close to Harry as Luna. It is very much possible that the next daughter of Harry Potter can be named Hermione, or it is also possible that such a daughter will never be born. By the way, let's not forget the possibility that Hermione could simply convince others to not name anyone after her. She could have different motives for doing that, and I think it would be interesting if you show your opinion here and write such possible motives in the comment section. So there's that. And what do you think? If Harry and Ginny give birth to more children, what can their names be? Remus Fred, Hermione Ronaldo, maybe something else? Feel free to write all of the interesting variants in the comment section and we will enjoy reading them. And if you watched this video until the end, then thank you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and use the like and share spells so this video can be seen by more people. We're always grateful to you for your attention and see you in our other videos.